listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
Hey, oh no! That figures. Jeff's on, waiting for me. All right, everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Goof On. It is Saturday in the UK, September 3rd, 2022. We do a show 2 hours earlier to reach our friends across the pond. And hope you're having a great weekend. It is a holiday weekend here in the US. Hope you guys are enjoying you still got 2 days to go, so enjoy the next, 60 hours maybe, give or take. Yeah, we're back to the green screen as I promised. We got the collective group here. I got to get the lighting fixed and all that, but Jeff is waiting in the wings, so I'm not going to wait any longer. Jeff is a friend of mine. We go back pretty, 15, 17, 18 years. He was the first person I talked to in ufology, believe it or not. I don't know if he wanted me to say that, but nobody wants to be affiliated with Goof On anymore. And back in the day, Jeff was my co-host on AZ Skywatcher's show. We did about, 10 or so of those. And then Blog Talk Radio was live. And we went, I did. Jeff had to get back to doing what he does. And he and I went our separate ways at that time, but we still talked and had him on the show. And I did the AZ UFO show, Paranormal Code, and Goof On. So that's a little history between Jeff and I. And Jeff was had the first website that I saw because I saw something at night, and I went to a website called UFOs Over Phoenix, and that's still his home domain. And he's just got about a lifetime full experiences and probably the world record for UFOs and things that you can't explain captured on video. And I think I need to switch hats, but without further ado, as the kids say, I'm bringing in Jeff Willis. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Richie.
Hey, man. Long time no see.
Hey, good to see you.
You too, man. You look good. Yeah. And it's been a minute, a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Yeah.
It's good to see that you're still doing what you do, and I'm still doing what I do, and we're still doing it. But now I'm in Florida, you're in Arizona. Hey, you got, what is it, like 105 right now, I see, about 106?
It's 211.
No, I mean the temperature. I'm sorry. 106? 107?
I don't know.
It didn't look but it didn't look as hot this year.
It
like
was
it was
hot.
last year, 2
It's
years
hot.
ago.
I can't check it right now what the temperature is, but I'd say it's over 100 easily right now.
Yeah, I have a thermometer here for Arizona, and I always look at it. And
Yeah.
usually when I start my show, it says 110 in the summer. I'm like, 110? I'm so glad I'm in Florida. Jeff, they always say the humidity sucks. Aren't you from Florida originally or something?
No, I'm from Seattle.
Oh, yeah, another place with rain, I guess. But
Yeah, I
man,
didn't know what sun was until we moved here. To be honest with you, we only see it like 3 months a year, and it's all overcast. Of course, it's light outside. It's not like Alaska
yeah,
or anything like that, but you do have a lot of overcast weather, and it rains a lot, in Seattle. And I lived that way for 17 years before we moved to Arizona. So that was my life, before we came
yeah,
here.
that's who you are. You're from there. And would you
Yeah.
move back now?
Not well, you can't unless you have millions of dollars in the bank account. There's no way you can do that because it's
Really?
that part of well, you can, but to live, how the prices, like a two or three $100,000 home in Arizona, it cost $1 million
Oh, I didn't
to
know it was
have.
like that there.
Yeah, it's like it's
Wow.
horrible. It's like you wouldn't believe it.
No,
Houses that people bought for $100,000 in the '80s and paid for them, they're on like the market. People are selling them for like million plus.
jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I wish I would have kept the first house I got. My God, I'd be rich. It's just weird how 20 years even, things can go up. But recently,
yeah,
with the way the house market is and inflation, people are,
yeah. The rent, if you were going to try to rent something like that, it would be like 4 or 5,000 a month.
that's so
And
much
no,
money.
yeah, you'd have to be working at Microsoft next to Bill Gates to afford that kind of thing. So there's no way to really move back unless you had the money to move there. So that's
Did
really
you
how that works.
did you hit the 50-year-old mark yet?
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a little different at 50 than it is at 40. It just
oh
gets a
yeah,
little, it's different. I don't know. I seem more calm than I ever have. People are like, what are you talking about? No, it's true. Um,
you
but
gotta be.
you gotta be. Yeah, you can't afford to get in any arguments when you're 50 plus. I mean, things break when you just walk, stretch, or yawn.
Not only that, but you get more broader spectrum of and a more appreciation of how many different viewpoints and how many people are out there with different, mental
Yeah.
mentalities and stuff like that. You look at it more as an analyzer. You're like, I'm going to analyze all this crap and have fun with it because in my own mind, because these people, some of them you agree with, some of them you
Some,
think
you
complete
know.
nut jobs or whatever.
It's gotten bad lately, and all of that is now in the UFO community more than it ever has. I haven't seen it like this, and well, it's pretty bad. I've
Yeah,
seen it like this before. I mean, now we just have a guy who's in the DOD, causing havoc for the UFO community. People just don't agree with this guy, and he has these followers, and they just go after anybody and anyone, even their own kind. If they were with this guy for 2 years, they say one wrong thing and they cancel you. It's
yeah,
like you got to agree with everything. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah. So,
But
so yeah.
you
Go ahead.
you were gonna say something. Okay, what am I
Oh no, no,
interrupting?
no. Finish your thought.
I
Yeah,
was
you
just
were
gonna
going
get
somewhere.
into what people are here for, the UFO stories and videos, and so what have you
Yeah.
been up to? What do you want to go anywhere you want because you've been on
Okay.
a few times? So yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about how I should go, how I should frame this. Basically, you know of me as a guy that films a lot of UFOs and uploads them onto my YouTube channel.
Yep.
Well, that's been going on for 20 years or so, whatever it is. But I've been into I mean, I'm talking about just YouTube only,
Yeah.
basically whenever it came out. When did we start our YouTube channels? Like 15 years ago, maybe something like that?
Well, my
Or,
first one, I didn't start till 2009, I think.
okay, well,
2010.
I'm not really sure. I think I've had mine for at least over 10 years. I know
You've had
that much.
yours a while. Is it
Yeah.
UFOs over Phoenix?
Yeah, it's UFOs over Phoenix, Jeff Willis. Basically, I've been uploading videos, and I think I've told you some weird, bizarre stories over the years of stuff that happened to me.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're into the UFO field, if you are knowledgeable in it, if you believe that these things are flying in our skies and they're piloted by, we don't know,
Yeah.
they got to be something, right? But all we know is the facts, right? We don't, what do we know? What do we really know? We don't know anything, really, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I'm trying to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The thing about, and that's 100%. That's one thing that people love about me. They always tell me this later that they love that I'm just telling it how it is. Okay, so
Yeah, you do.
the deal of it is you have like mountains and mountains of documentation of people that have been like abducted or implanted or like visited by these beings or whatever. Okay, so if you want to, how do you boil that down to what's real? Like these individual experiences, how do you boil it down? You boil it down to a few things. You boil it down to evidence, number one, right?
Yep.
You want to have like what Roger Lear and Daryl Sims did for years. They took implants out of people's bodies, they analyzed them, and they tried to figure out what the heck is this that we just pulled out of this guy, right? So
yeah.
that's how much more real does that get? Can it get any
Doesn't
more
get
real?
any more real than that.
Right. Okay.
That's an alien. Something alien in a body is pretty significant.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So number two evidence is if someone is able to videotape or take a picture of a visitation, like a good video of a UFO or a saucer or an alien that is going to be analyzed and considered to be not CGI, not fake or whatever, the best evidence you can shoot on video, right?
Yep.
Now that's number two. So number three would be any like close encounter or visitation that's substantially witnessed by more than one or two people. Obviously, we want to go for more than one, because then you have backup, right?
Sure.
You have more people, evidence. Exactly. Okay, so those are the three standards that you have to really bring anything to the table at all. Anything you don't have, if you don't have that, you can't bring it. You can't bring it to the table. There's nothing there.
Not even just the story by itself without any video evidence?
If the story is, that's a good question. It depends on the story. Okay?
No, it shouldn't though, right?
It depends on who's telling the story. What if it's a guy that is completely from a mental institution for the last 25 years, but that's been locked up, that's got they let him out for 5 minutes to tell you a little story. How you think that's going to go?
Who are we to tell him that it didn't happen though?
Right.
Just like the abductions and things of that nature.
Right,
Those people.
I hear you. So
but I know everybody knows what you mean. So we'll stick with what you went with. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right to a certain extent on that. But what I'm trying to say is that if the person is known to be not credible, then more than likely they're not going to be credible. Like Billy Meyer. What do you think about Billy Meyer's stories? Do you think that's a fun story?
Miniature models, yeah.
Yeah, but he wants to tell you it wasn't, though. He wants to tell you about Sminyazi and the nice girl and from the UFO and all that good stuff. See, so there's your answer to that question right there. So it depends on what it is. So basically, last time I was on your show, I was telling you, like you asked, like, have you had any weird experiences or whatever lately? And I said, yeah. But I wasn't really comfortable with sharing it because it was so out of the norm, and I hadn't had any of those type of experiences in a little bit. Something I never had that one ever, type of experience. So I didn't say what it was, but I remember after the show I told you what it was, and you told me you couldn't remember. So I'll refresh your memory on the show. That I went to bed and everything was like perfectly normal, like a normal night's sleep. But when I woke up in the morning, I noticed that the hair on the left leg from my ankle to like my knee, there was no hair on the
Yeah, I
left
remember
side of
now.
it.
I remember now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked like it was laserly removed, like completely laser. And so I even took a picture of it, and I sent you a picture of it even. And if you remember, but anyways,
I do. Yeah.
yeah. And so it looked like it had the effect of like later I didn't really think of this. I thought maybe it looked like it was surgically removed, like lasered off or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
later on, I thought maybe it could have even been like radiation. I mean, I don't like a radiation, the results of being too close to either UFO or inside of a UFO or these aliens like had something to do with that or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that's all speculation. There's no fact in that at all. Okay, so I'm just trying to relate it
Just
to all my
figuring
other.
stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just relating to all my other experiences in the UFO footage or whatever. You can't really put that together. But, however, it's weird and completely bizarre, of course. And because, like, how does that happen? You go to bed and then the next day, half your left leg that doesn't have hair on it or whatever. But the weird part is it never grew back. It
No
never.
way.
Yeah, never. Still gone. Okay.
Whoa,
So
that's like laser, maybe.
yeah, I don't know, but I'm thinking more radiation because the
Oh,
story's not over. Story's not over.
oh
Okay.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it gets worse. It's really worse. It's really bad.
Oh no.
So what happened is like 6 months after I sent you that picture, I started getting like sick all the time. Like once a week, I get really sick. I couldn't really hold food down. It's really bad.
I do
And
know.
so like after like 6 months of that, I'm really stubborn. I'm thinking I'm gonna get better because then I got better and everything was fine, right? And so I got better, and then I got sick again like a couple weeks later, and I got the same thing for like 6 months. So finally, I decided, after my family kept on telling me you got to go to the doctor or whatever, and I got to listen to you know your relatives and all that stuff, and you want to get better too. You don't want to just keep being sick or whatever.
I know, yeah.
And so I went to the emergency room, and they did like a MRI and all the tests they give you or whatever. When you go inside that big machine and it like, it
3D image of you?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so like they got the picture back, and the doctor, he said, dude, you got something inside of your intestines, blocking your intestines. There's something in there. We don't know what it is. And he goes,
Okay.
but I'll tell you, it's like rare that we've ever seen this. It doesn't happen very often. And number two, we've seen it before, but it's usually in children. Okay, but we don't see this in adults that often. Okay, and
You
so
were
they
pregnant.
said, yeah, and my
Hey, men
intestines,
get pregnant now.
and my intestines even. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And so what happened is they were like, we got
Man.
to do surgery, operate, or
No
find out.
way.
Yeah, they go. That's the only way is to keep you from dying, because if you don't do the surgery in like a couple days, you will probably die, basically,
From, what is it, toxic something or
from
another?
not having nutrition and all that.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
It's not letting food through and all that crap, like all that stuff like that. And you're like I'm like losing lots of weight and stuff like that, because of
Yeah.
it, and getting sick all the time. And so they did a surgery on me and put me out. And the next day I woke up like in the most horrible pain that you would ever imagine. Like I felt like I was hit by a freight train or whatever. And so they like took it out. And so like later on, they're like, we're gonna tell you what it is later. In a couple days we'll tell. Well, we sent to the lab to find out what it was.
So
or
they did a
whatever.
biopsy on it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So a couple days later, I was in the hospital still, and they said it was a tumor of some sort, and so they're gonna test it out. And so they came back like the next day, and they were like, yeah, it was like cancer. It was like a cancerous tumor. But they said, don't worry, because we got it all. We got it out, the whole thing, the intestine part out and everything. They got the
Yeah.
whole thing out. And so they tested my blood, and there was never cancer in my blood the whole time. And the doctor, after I was done, I went to the next doctor appointment after they let me out, and well, down the road, this was like a couple months down the road when I visited the doctor, he said my blood was good and everything. So, but when they got out of the hospital, like after being in there a week, I had like these staples in my stomach.
Yeah.
And like a long part where the staples were in there. So I had to like have staples in my stomach for like a whole month, and I couldn't really get out of bed, and I lost like a month of work. I couldn't work for like 2 months because after I got the staples out, I still couldn't work. I had to recover for like another 2 months. So basically it was like a year of like living hell, but like the last like 6 months I felt like normal again, basically, after all that, because they had to do a bunch of crap. They had to reattach my like stomach to my intestines, and my upper intestines, my lower intestines.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was messed up, man. And so basically, you know, it is what it is, man. I don't know. I'm better. I'm back. I'm
Thank
back
God.
to normal, dude.
Yeah.
I lived. I survived it, man. So all there is to do is, man, get on with it and make it, keep doing what I'm doing. So the great thing is, that's it, man. So I thought.
Did you tell them about your leg?
Did I what? No, I didn't tell
them
that. No, I never told the doctor about none of that stuff.
I wonder if what would have happened if you did.
I don't know.
But anyway, you didn't.
They wouldn't have. They would have just. Yeah.
It's your imagination, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's what they'll tell you. It's a dream.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have a dream with it.
There was
you just
no
woke
dream.
up and the hair was gone, right?
Yep.
Pretty much. All right. So you are continuing with the story.
So I got out of the hospital. I got better after about 3 months. I think this first month I was back home, I got a call or an email. I can't really quite remember, but it was from a lady producer, and she was producing a show that was going to come out, a documentary called "A Terror in the Sky."
Yeah,
with
Caroline Corey.
Yeah, okay. So they wanted to do some of my footage in that, and so they put some of my footage near the end of it, the skipping lights footage.
I saw.
Yeah. And they put my name in the credits, and so that just came out like a few months ago. So that's the latest in my thing. But I did release that footage and license that footage for that show the month that about a year ago. It was like the end. It was like in November, like October, November was when all this happened. Like in November when I had the surgery. So it's been almost a year. It's been a little bit almost a year since I licensed that footage for that show, and that show finally came out. But that's really the last type of documentary my footage was in.
That footage has been on so many shows, right?
Yeah, and the great thing about it is that's what I was trying to get to, is the channel, like my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Is like, I saw you the other day, you were talking about how everybody was just saying like it was like a joke you were making, like someone said, I just asked for subscriptions and I got them.
Yeah.
I thought, how great is that? Can I do that too? Can I do that too? So anyways, that's my channel right there. So I mean, I love the Goofonians, and so all your Goofonians, I'd love for you just to subscribe, and maybe we can make that dream come true. Can we test that theory if you just ask?
Ask, and maybe we can get you to 1,000.
Yeah, that would be great. Then I can get super chats, because that was the second. That was the second problem, is I can't get super chats until I'm up to 1,000. So what I have in my description box is a link to my PayPal.
Yeah.
And the PayPal link is what keeps the websites and the channel, and it's what allows me to shoot more footage, which in turn allows me to get on Terror in the Sky and other people's movies or documentaries or show. It's because of the people, the generous support of Goofonians and other people that donate via PayPal, and I put the link in all my the most of the descriptions with the PayPal link in the info box of my channel and in the description of most of my videos. And you can donate through my website, ufosoverphoenix.com, which the link that is on the page. But that YouTube channel is the best way to see my videos, because it's the a preferred method now for, videos. Back in the day we had these uploads on our site that you can
Yeah.
download to your computer. Now it's all
I
different.
know. I brought up my old channel, and I show it because I can go back to the Wayback Machine
Yeah.
and go look at it and show everybody what it looked like. Yeah, I still have it up there. It's funny.
Yeah. And that shows back in the Wayback Machine, seen the shows that we did, even back the 10 shows, like a
Yeah.
while. This was a while ago, but I don't know if
Yeah.
they're online or anything. But it was
They
cool.
are.
Oh, okay, cool. You
I
were
still
vicious back then, man. I'm telling you, dude. You tore some people apart, but it
did
was
I?
fun. But
I
yeah,
don't
like
think I did.
well, no, I mean they deserved it.
Hey man,
No, there was some people that are just the same as today. We get these same people
Exactly.
that do that. So what else can we do? What else can you do? Tell the truth. That's all you can do. Like people
Yeah,
coming out with hoaxes, you got to expose it. What are you going to do? Stand there and let it happen?
I actually had this guy Robert Thorson on my show, and we got along great. And then after the show ends, he went online, did a video about the interview we had, and he goes, "Did you guys see the way Rich was talking to me?" And it was it was fun. We had fun. And then he goes, "Yeah, before the show started, Rich says, I'll treat you nice. Don't worry about it. If you just do what I tell you to do," which nobody would ever say that to anybody. This guy was a compulsive liar, but that's what they do. They lie. They go up to your character and tell everybody you're a misogynist, racist, Nazi, warmonger.
Yeah, some crazy stuff. But I was gonna even like when you give people I mean people love the show, but they always give you super chats or whatever. So I was wanted to tell your audience we don't have 1,000. So this PayPal, the link in my description, and I was gonna announce like you do people that make a donation. I was gonna call them out and give them a thank you, but I don't have it open, the PayPal open right now. But I'll
But
get to that. But
yeah, I mean, we get
on that,
super chats, not like we used to, but that's because of all the haters out there.
yeah.
All the
But
haters.
I actually, yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, man. After I was on your show that last time, people like emailing me saying you shouldn't go on that show and because this guy, blah blah blah, So
So
it's
stupid.
like, why? I don't get it. I'm friends with all shows. I
You
just come
are.
for the truth. I really do. I don't care what you are unless you're like putting out false, fake information or something like that.
And
Or
isn't
whatever.
it? Don't you live by the rule like you treat others the way they treat you? So you give everybody a shot to be, who they are in front of you, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I never
do.
hear you having fights with anybody ever.
No, man, I don't. I try not to. I stay away from that stuff because it's all about the video. It's all about the evidence, the UFO footage and evidence. That's what it's all about. It's not about this guy said this guy this and this guy didn't like it, so he said this about your mother or your wife
Yeah.
or yada yada, whatever. Okay, so this is conflict between ufologists and podcasts and talk shows and people. This is conflict of personalities, and it's conflict of uh, you're a different kind of truth, so to
Yeah.
speak. It's this guy's truth versus this guy's truth. But there really isn't that. It's what's the evidence is what says what it's truth. It's not,
Yeah.
so you got to weigh that out, all that together, those things, and see who's really full of the BS and who's really not, really. It goes to that's the way it is in this world, no matter what it is. It doesn't just go for UFOs, it goes for life,
Yeah.
You gotta call out the BS everywhere you go, no matter what
Es-
it is.
Especially if you see it and have the evidence to prove it. And then when you show that evidence to people, they say, "Oh, that's a lie. That's not real." I'm like, "How can evidence not be real?"
Yeah,
It's all about feelings.
they don't even look at the evidence.
Yeah, I know.
They just want to. It's all about. I don't know
It's all-
what it's all about, to be
I
honest
don't
with
know
you. There's
either.
some really crazy stuff going on out here in this world, and
It's like if I talked about you, let's say, I mean, why would anybody else get that angry? It's not you. You would be that angry. Why would they get more angry than the person you're talking to? It's strange.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Talking
It doesn't
about.
make sense. They were. I don't know. It was probably a fan of somebody, and they didn't. Their
I hear
fan,
you.
their club didn't like you, and so whatever you said something they didn't like or something. Blah blah. Whatever. It
I
don't. It
know.
doesn't even matter. That's the funny thing. Like you said, It doesn't even matter. The point that you're able to aggravate somebody that bad is enough to show you that you're doing good and your audience loves you and you're speaking for the right causes, or whatever. Actually, that is actually a compliment, actually, really. So
It is,
in a
yeah.
way, or whatever. If you expose something to be fake or whatever, or a hoax or something like that, and some other people didn't like it, what does that tell you? Really.
People are
So,
asking, well, what's the name of the channel? It's UFOs over Phoenix, Jeff Willis. If you just type Jeff Willis, that'll show up. It did
but
for me in the search.
and the problem that people have is my last name is spelled Willes, and people always want to put Willis, and it's not like Bruce Willis. It's like it's es instead
Let's
of
try
is.
with an I and see what happens.
It might bring me up, but
Nope, it doesn't.
no. So you gotta know this correct spelling, or
So,
the direct links are at ufosoverphoenix.com to my channel, as well as just my channel. You can see
whoops, I didn't mean to turn it off.
I put it actually in the link on the chat. I put it in there, but the the .com was squeezed together. You can read out the URL right too, as well as, or just
I'll get it. Hold on.
you can put it in there or whatever. But it's
Well,
you can
all the
search it.
links will be in the show after the
Yeah,
description.
and just search Jeff Willis UFOs over Phoenix on YouTube with the ES instead of an IS. You'll find me. It'll pop right up.
So before we started the show, I was talking about the drama with this guy Lou Elizondo and everything.
Yeah.
I know you know about TTSA and that they're gone and then resubmerged as now what, TSA, the new group. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, these guys are unbelievable. They had a website way when they first started with the Tom DeLonge and that guy, the other guys, and they had this thing on the top. I remember it said donate, and it also said, if you are a UFO organization and need money, send us your information and we'll give you we'll give you like a donation, like they were like the fund of UFO research or something.
Yeah.
They were like taking donations and then deciding which UFO organization was worthy enough for their donation. And so I applied, never heard back from them. But then they emerged all over the place as whistleblowers from the Pentagon and this video, that video. You know the whole story.
I do. It's I'm trying to find you. I pulled up your channel, your website. I mean, now I can't pull it up. It's saying the site can't be reached.
This is another thing that I found weird. Is I was telling you this before off the air or whatever. I think we're shadow banned, man. We are absolutely 100% shadow banned.
But Jeff, I was just there before the show.
Yeah, if you had the direct link, you can. It was weird. Now you can't. It says page not displayed or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of Mickey Mouse stuff going on. We've had people say, yeah, I was on your website and we clicked the donate button to donate you money and it came up not displayed or whatever. Then I tried it or had someone else do it and it shows up just fine. and you're able to do it or whatever.
It should show up. Let me try it one more time. Let's see. Right, UFOS PHX, right? UFOs
over Phoenix.com.
.com. Here we go for the third time.
Yeah.
No, I can't even pull it up.
Okay, and then we have another website. It's ufosoverphoenix.net.
Okay.
And I'm going to read these out to you one at a time because this is getting beyond ridiculous of the shadow banning crap, and I just can't believe it.
Jeff, guess what? It's not
that one's
loading.
down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're completely. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't even know what to tell you. We have problems left and right all the time. So I would check out this other site we have. It's called UFOfootage.net.
I remember that one. Let's see if that works.
So this is going to add to the weirdness of the whole world of.
Here we go. Yeah, there it is. It popped up.
Okay.
So why would this one pop up?
I have no clue.
Yeah, right.
And I pay for these sites to be online. I pay
Yikes.
good money for this.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I want to say thanks to Jennifer Siami with the £2, 2 quid says, great guest. Thank you very much. He is. Thank you, Jennifer, for doing that. Appreciate the support. And don't forget, everybody, we are supported by you and you alone. So, you know, Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App, buy a coffee, buy a membership. It's all all the links are in the description. I feel like you and I have been talking about, hey, go here, go there, money, money, money. People hate that shit.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound like that, but it's almost like to the point where we're being prevented from these people actually helping.
Right. That's all we're doing.
So it's getting sucky, you know. And so that website, if you see the newest that I did was the UFOfootage.net. I did a DVD recently. I released it. It's called Sky Gods, the Elite UFO Contact.
Oh, right here.
And that's a Google ad. Just click no, you don't want that. And that you don't, yeah. And so anyways, this DVD is got some people like myself that videotape UFOs, and I put it all together, and it's just mainly solid footage of different people's video. It features like even a humanoid, a flying humanoid caught on video. And there's no narration or anything like that on this DVD. It's just plainly nice footage of different UFOs, because I'm all about the evidence. Like, why bother you with narration? It is what it is. It's some video. You know, a lot of people are, you know, they send me emails to say, that's a great DVD, I love it. And like, I get like hundreds of people that say they love the DVD, and then I get one person says, yeah, I will, that video needed narration. You know, it don't need it. Trust me.
Sometimes
it does. But.
Yeah, but I like watching videos with and without it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care. I just like looking at it.
Yeah, but it's the footage that speaks for itself, and I didn't feel that I wanted to narrate this. I just put it together as this is what it is. You know, the footage is the video, and so it's good.
I want to play it.
It's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a sample 2 or trailer 2 is better than that one. Is that the trailer 2 or trailer?
No,
That's the second one. That one,
right here.
That's the better one. Yeah.
All right, I'll play this. It is 2.5 minutes. Good. It's a good length. Oh, this is exciting. All right, you ready? In 3, 2,
a humanoid's
go.
on that too.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to see this.
And an alien's face right there that was shot by one of the Skywatchers.
What? Wait.
In an orb.
Oh, in an orb?
Yeah, flying over his house. He shot it, or it was the window. It was maybe a craft and maybe a window opening where he could see the alien inside, like an alien in a window. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
dude, this is real.
Oh,
this guy.
Yeah.
This is real. Wow.
That guy from a guy named We'll play it and you'll see, and I'll talk about it later.
Well, let's just play it and then we'll talk about it. We'll come back.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna. We're just gonna watch. I gotta turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Aha, the famous one. What?
Yeah, just wait. You'll see some crazy crap here in a second.
I got that stabilized, that's right. That's your famous one right there, right?
Yeah,
that was,
yeah.
The disc. Is that the humanoid?
No. Humanoid's at near the end. Whoa. Holy shit. Oh my God. lot of footage on this. These are just little clips, a couple little clips.
Sorry, you said there's a lot of footage on it?
Yeah, these are just some of the little tiny trailer clips.
That's
and
weird.
yeah, you'll see the humanoid coming up. That was footage I shot. That's footage I shot.
Oh, you have Jose Sanchez artwork?
Yeah.
Me too. He sends it to me. He's the best. I like that.
Oh, here it is right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. What? Shut up, dude. That is so bizarre. Wait a second. That's the last one here I see. So
yeah.
Okay, so I see a head, but it looks very thin and spindly, that neck. There's something there, right?
I mean, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I didn't shoot it.
Oh, I thought you shot this. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I misunderstood. Let me go back.
I did not.
Who shot this?
A guy, a channel called UFOs, San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, you're talking about, I know the guy. Yeah.
He's Mario. He's on his link is on the very beginning of this trailer. You'll see his name, and you could search for his channel. And on my channel, on my YouTube channel, you can go to channels, and he's displayed on my channels on one of my links. So
that's probably where I know him. Yeah. So,
and I have.
What do you think?
To be honest with you, I've never seen anything like this before, and so I thought, yeah, this is good. You know, I mean, I don't know what it is. I didn't shoot it. I wasn't there, but from what it looks like, people always describe these flying humanoids, and a lot of the videos I see, it doesn't look like a flying humanoid. It looks like, I don't know, but it doesn't look like a person. But this kind of does. But the top part, like you said, the head don't look attached. Exactly.
An upside down exclamation point.
Yeah. So to be honest with you, I don't know what this could be.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Maybe it's no, I don't know. I was gonna say it's one of those balloons that are red, like a letter number 7 or something.
I don't know, but when you watch it, it's pretty good altitude. It goes to the clouds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so whatever it is, it's pretty crazy.
And it looks pretty stable, but let me see something here. It shocked me that thing was in the sky. Here we go.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
It is high, isn't it?
And that's a pretty good zoom. He's got one of the better cameras out there that's all HD, I believe, and a good high zoom. So
it's so weird.
And remember, if something is shot that far away and that is a person on there, you might not be able to see the head attached to the neck, maybe at that far of a distance. Because if you're an airplane way up there and you zoom on it, some of the small details you're not going to be able to place together perfectly or whatever. And you got camera shake, blur, atmospheric phenomenon. You got like a bunch of stuff in place. So.
I have a video somebody sent me, and it shows a really good camera zoom, and it shows, from a quarter of a mile away, half a mile and a half, 3 miles, and at a mile and a half, things start to get distorted.
Yeah,
they start to get blurry.
Yeah, you get also those video artifacts and those little blocks, those little building blocks.
Yeah, the digital artifacts. Yeah, the pixelating.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, so that's one of the people featured on the DVD, and it's got a lot of video on it from these guys, and it's like 90 minutes. And I try to put one together like every couple of years when I get enough people's channels accumulate enough footage that I can put something together. I usually will put something together, and that will feature like ufologists that don't get a lot, or sky watchers, I guess would be better name for them, but it would feature sky watchers like myself that don't get the credit they deserve, and that also they don't get a lot of fanfare, and they're probably shadow banned like me, basically, and you, that we don't get what we should, but
hey,
it features them.
If you featured what?
It features people that also do the UFO footage, the good ones.
But, YouTube has turned into the mainstream media comes first, and they just throw our shit wherever they want. What would you say is another video or two that you would like to show people? Here, I'll bring it up so you can look at the screen, maybe.
Yeah, I would. I would like to go to my channel again.
You want me to go to YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, to my UFOs over Phoenix, my channel.
All right, here it is.
And then go to the playlist. And then
Two things here.
no, the feature. Is there another featured, a different playlist on there? Like favorite videos, I mean, is what it is. No, oh, that was me on Fact or Fake. Yeah, go back space and go to the top.
Okay. Yeah, we watched that. Oh no, we didn't watch Fact or Fake. We watched it. Remember when they came out for Discovery Channel? The guy from Gilligan's Island. What was that?
X-Testers.
X-Tester. I just showed that the other day. That's so funny. That's
Well,
what made me want to have you come on. All right.
Yeah, go to favorites at the top.
Yeah, right here.
Favorite. No, favorites. That's playlist. At the top, the line. Keep going up, further up, to the right. Keep going. To the left. That favorite. Don't you see favorites?
There's no favorites.
Oh, okay.
It says playlist, community, channels, and about.
Okay. Well, on playlist, or no, you were on my. Okay, let's try this differently. Let's go to.
Check this. Here, watch this. If I click this, then all these videos show up on the right in your playlist.
Oh, okay. Do you see one that says, there it is, right there, the third one down, the best evidence? Yeah, that
5
one.
reasons?
Yeah. What would a night be without Bob Kiviat, right? So let's play this.
Of course. Hey, by the way, Tom King doesn't like me now for some reason. I don't know what I did to him. So 5 reasons this is the best UFO video ever, or best UFO cases caught on tape?
No, the one underneath. The next
5 reasons?
Yeah.
All right. What do we, this is, all right, we'll just watch. Right?
Yeah.
I gotta turn the volume back up.
You'll appreciate this.
Hi, I'm Bob Kiviat.
Hey.
Today, we're going to go over the top 5 reasons exactly why this UFO video is the best UFO video ever recorded. On May 24th, 2003, an object in the sky was recorded by this amazing person over Phoenix.
Rich Giordano.
At the time, it was unusual, but over the years, it has come to be regarded as perhaps the most impressive unidentified flying object ever, and might be extraterrestrial in origin. Reason number 5. It's the clearest UFO ever documented in broad daylight with no conventional explanation by a credible source.
Oh my God.
You sound young there.
Where'd it go? The video is crystal clear and was shot by a respected videographer, Jeff Willis, while standing outside his home. He's been featured on the local news for filming other unknown craft in the area, and journalists have confirmed his videos are authentic. One of these other Willis UFO videos has been featured in the opening of the popular 2009 Disney movie Race to Witch Mountain, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That's
right.
way.
Zoomed out.
Yeah.
4 lights appeared in a triangular formation in the distance.
Whoa, I'm getting a series of lights right there. I got it.
2 lights on the right of the object disappear and reappear in front of the remaining 2.
Got it, Pat?
Damn it.
Yeah, right in that cloud that went away.
Yeah.
And then those lights go out. About a half a second later, it reappears.
There it is, over the left.
Wow, wait.
Watch it, Pat. And that's in broad, that's right in the light.
But nothing Willis or anyone else has ever caught on tape comes close to this incredible UFO.
Right when I hit record, at that second, the object was passing straight over the top of my house. And what I got on tape was a disc-shaped object turned on its side with the dome this way, the bottom part this way as it flies over my house.
I got to go grab something out. Somebody's at my door, but I'm gonna keep playing this another minute and a half, 3 minutes. Here we go.
Okay, great.
As can clearly be seen in Willis' Saucer video, all the action takes place with no cuts, and the craft flies dangerously close to the building itself. It's a real event captured live, close up, revealing undeniable details that can be studied. Reason number 4. The UFO is displaying flight maneuvers beyond the known capabilities of man-made technology, involving some kind of anti-gravity, since there are no detectable engines. As it flies inexplicably away from Willis's house, it suddenly does a U-turn, jumping about 1.5 miles in a matter of half a second to where Willis couldn't even see it anymore. He then starts scanning the sky for it. This leads us to reason number 3. The mysterious device appears to have instantaneous acceleration capability. Listen to Willis's own description, which speaks volumes.
Finally, about 1.5 minutes later, I caught it again. And this time, when I zoomed into the object, it was a lot further away.
So what do you want to say about this, Jeff?
All I gotta say is, like, this is... Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I switched myself on.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, it's a great footage that I shot, like, in 2003, but it's something that people can see that I shot. That's, there's something unusual about that.
Did you what was the temperature like? Do you remember the day?
It was May. It was kind of
90.
It was kind of warm that day. Yeah, but I was near the Superstition Mountains. I lived only like about 1 mile away from the mountain, and I lived there for this was in 2003, and I always saw like weird, like high altitude, like type of weird shaped things going towards that mountain. So I went out in the backyard out there and I set that up, and I basically stepped out of the it was weird. I went out in the backyard and I didn't even have my camera at all.
Right.
And so I saw it coming towards the house. And the window in my bedroom, it happened to be open. But I came out the sliding glass door, and the window in the bedroom was open, but there's no screen on the window because I like to skywatch sometimes, and I don't like the screen in the way,
Sure.
And so I jumped through the window just to grab my camera because it's right by the bed. So I just jumped that way through it and grabbed the camera, jump back out and see it, and plus record right at the moment that it comes over. And then it does like this motion like that. It keeps going far away, and I like lost it for a second, and then I zoom back in and get it again, and this time it's like far away.
And that's what we're about to watch right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I really, to be honest with you, I don't know. It looked like a craft of some kind. It didn't look to be any type of like man-made thing or anything like that. It didn't look like a
people
balloon.
Look at it, right? Didn't Delatoso look at this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they
And
were
some
looking
other
for like
people?
strings and like maybe it could be a balloon or something like that, but it doesn't show up that there were strings. But if let's say it was a balloon, the thing of about not being a balloon, it was big. It was not like a balloon, like a small like balloon. It was something like the size of like a car or something like that.
So
what I'm
you're
saying?
about, would you say 20 feet to 30?
I would say like 20. Yeah.
The typical 25 disc.
Yeah.
They're all like one. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you're
right,
not
I'm gonna.
You
What
probably
was
wouldn't. I was gonna say a normal human being, probably you couldn't fit more than 2 people in it. I wouldn't think. Maybe 3, I guess. Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna continue on. Let me turn up volume.
You need to know and realize that this is a structured, domed, metallic machine that is running under its own type of propulsion system. It's running under something that we can only dream about.
NASA's top experts basically agree, saying that if a UFO shows this kind of impossible acceleration, it truly sets itself apart from just about anything else in the sky, making it truly alien in many respects. Reason number 2. Analysis shows it's not computer generated or CGI or photoshopped in any way. The sheer movement and difficulty in 2003 to stage anything as authentic looking as this rules out a hoax almost entirely. Reason number 1. Top experts say it's the kind of compelling evidence that should get the US government's attention.
And why isn't the government looking at the civilians' UFOs? Look at this.
Because they're too busy shadow banning our channels and not letting people go to my website by blocking them somehow.
Instead, did you watch the Congress hearing on UFOs? You did, right?
Yeah, they didn't. They brought up some footage that we don't. I mean, come on.
A dot?
Man.
It was a dot. It was a balloon.
They have better footage than that. Be honest. Put it out there.
Dude,
come on.
The Air Force has the best footage apparently because they have the better cameras. They're clear. That's what I've heard.
If skywatchers like me and you are shooting better footage than they can put out there, then there's something wrong with this picture. They need to show up with the videos.
That tells me that they're lying, because if what's happening out over, in the Catalinas and everything, like they say, the Tic Tacs are everywhere. How come? I've never seen a Tic Tac video from the government. Have you? Other than the one video.
I have. And a matter of fact, this was a good point that you brought up. And I was going to show you this before. This book right here has documentation by the government of Tic Tacs from 1955. There's all kinds of Tic Tacs in here. Tic Tac. There's nothing new about Tic Tacs. Okay, Tic Tacs go back. Okay, it's above top secret by Timothy Good. In the back, there's a ton of government documents.
Oh.
They're in there.
But I'm saying video.
Video of Tic Tacs were taped back in all those dates with gun camera footage that we never seen.
I know, that's what I mean.
They have these reports go back from the 40s, and they chased after these objects with the Air Force that we had in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, 2000s. We're talking 60 years of gun camera footage, and that's all they're going to bring?
Right.
What happened? I mean, it's like the UFOs toyed with them. Like in World War II, they had these things they reported, and in World War I, they alongside their Air Force, they reported something called the Foo Fighters, which was a ball of light the size of a basketball that would come up to their airplane, their Air Force squadron back in the World War I,
early
and
40s,
and in World War II. And the object would buzz around their plane and do acrobatic maneuvers and toy with them, and they would try to chase after them, and they would just playfully shoot away from them. And then later on, let's say in the 50s and 60s, we got more advanced jet fighters, and sure enough, we still are getting reports and Air Force reports coming in top secret. A lot of them are declassified, and you can look them up. And John Greenwald is an accumulator of all these reports. Anybody that does UFO research, that he documents thousands and thousands of Air Force documents of any type of chase. Yep. And they got the evidence on video cameras from these Air Force in chases. And the Tic Tac, where's the video of the Tic Tac? Where is it?
That's what I've been wondering.
I'd rather watch the video and then hear what the pilot says than hear what the pilot says and not have a video, to be honest with you. So
even that gimbal video where you hear the guy goes, "Whoa!" Oh no, not the gimbal, the other one, right? Is it the gimbal?
The one where
"Whoa!"
I like that one. I like that one.
It's interesting, I have to admit, but I don't think it's alien technology. I think it's some sort of drone with maybe new technology.
The thing of it is, though, is the alien UFOs, the real ones, are probably releasing alien drones that could be just like that are buzzing around.
Oh, you know what? Nobody's ever talked to everybody who said that. Where did they come from? If they're drones, there would have to be a ship out there where they would land on because they're too far out.
Yeah, you always hear reports of a UFO ejecting smaller UFOs out of it, like a big one, and then you also hear like individual lights coming together and forming a big object. So either the drone ships, and then each ship has another drone that comes out, or whatever. But if you're an alien civilization, wouldn't you send each UFO? Don't you think that it's the pilot or entities inside of there might even be like a robot, biological robot they send, so they don't have to even interfere in our environment, and they can just collect data or whatever? Like the Greys might be androids with just they might have the skin, the biological skin of a human, but an appearance of a person, but really it's a computer inside.
It might be
playing out a task. It's completing a task that it was sent here, to do and collect biological data or research human life or whatever. But they're real because we see them, we videotape them, and we know something's there. I mean, it's we know we know
Yeah, we
they're
do.
here, and if they're here, then what is it? If any of these cases in these books are real, like the abduction thing, number one, number
Yep.
two, a video of a UFO, number three, a close encounter of the third kind or higher, if just one of those things is real,
We just need
then
one.
there's the answer. But
Just one.
don't you think that out of all of them, that there has to be out of all the cases there are one or two or three. There's probably more. It's
Yeah,
just that we don't have the concrete. Some of them have concrete data, like what do we do with concrete data? Really, we have an analyzation of a crop circle, and the grain in the crop circle they analyze with computers, microscope, the best computers you have, and it showed that the manipulation of the grain was at the atom level. That's
Jesus.
something that was over and created the crop circle and manipulated the grain in itself, like a microwave energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the crop circles that were fake, they didn't have it.
They didn't
that
have the
property.
exploding or expulsion of that cavity part, right?
And they didn't have the manipulation of the grain in the
The
molecule.
manipulation. And
Okay, and so you got data, hardcore data, just like the alien implants that are taken out of people. What do you do with it? You can only answer the question of there's something interfering with us, something that maybe the government knows of, but it's leaving a trace case, which is in ufology. There's very little trace cases, but they're there. And that will conclude in a court that a circumstantial evidence will lead to the determination that these things are real and they're flying in our skies. Video footage of the best UFOs out there are circumstantial, but they're real. If they're real footage and can be analyzed and be said that these are real and authentic, then the only conclusion is something's flying them, and whatever that is, it's something that's doing all this other stuff, probably. Cattle mutilations, the bloodless animals with no organs. Come on, what do you think's going on there?
I heard somebody told me about the cattle mutilations, and I think Linda Moulton Howe was the first one to be responsible for figuring it out, why the cattle mutilations are where they're happening. And you've heard of the UFO highway?
Yeah,
I think
the Area 51 extraterrestrial highway.
But I think it's like the 30th parallel or something, 30 degrees north, or something about the parallel lines, like the longitude and latitude lines. Well, it's at 30 degrees. There's something that has to do with 30 degrees. And if you follow all the way across, that's where the main part of all the cattle mutilations are, because it's not alien, it's us, and we're testing the cattle to see if they have any radiation poisoning, because they're building underground tunnels with some sort of equipment that creates this.
Well, a lot of the reports of the cattle mutilations, you see the people report they see lights in the sky.
Yeah.
The nights that it happened, the next morning they see the thing, the cow with the blood drained out of it. There's been, you saw Strange Harvest 1 and 2 with Linda Howe? You saw that documentary? Well,
I did it.
There was a part where a lady did a hypnosis, a regression by a famous hypnotic regressor, Dr. Leo. Dr. Leo. You know who I'm talking about?
I think I know this. Yeah.
Well, anyways, he put her in a regression, and she got abducted out of the car as they're driving down the highway in the middle of the night, and her daughter and her were abducted, and inside the craft, they see him mutilating a cow. And they said that they told her to not worry about it because they need the cattle's blood and its organs and the nutrition from it to survive.
Wow.
Some heavy-duty stuff. But it's pretty much under a hypnosis session and a regression in the Strange Harvest documentary. And, they found a dead cow later after that in the area. And so, it kind of leads. But, it's a speculation of a lady's story. And it's an experience that she had. And there's, other than the dead cow, there's not really much to go on other than a hypnotic regression. The thing is with those is, what if they're making it up? You can never be for sure if they're made up or not, you know?
And you have to have the right person asking the right questions and know how to
Yeah.
do it without leading them into those answers. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was done. I think it was well done. The hypnotic regression was well done, and if it was a real, true documented report, and this was true, what this lady saw, then that will lead us to another implication altogether. So, there you go, right there. What do you believe is the thing. You know, she thought it was credible enough of a story, and it was the hypnotherapist was a credible enough source in the UFO community, highly respected doctor and all that, or whatever he is, hypnotherapist. He has like probably PhDs and all this other stuff. I'm sure of it. But for people that have high doctrines and high, high class,
They have degrees and shit.
high degrees and stuff like that, they are looked at as, why is this person interested in this case or whatever? These type of weird alien cases and stuff like that. It's like people like, why are they, the other people that aren't into UFOs, they're like, why are these doctors and these scientists interested in this type of stuff? It's because there's a reason, because it's leaving this evidence. You're gonna walk away from the evidence, you're not gonna ever know what's going on.
And Gary Nolan.
Yeah, a little bit. He's been in the UFO community for a while.
Well, he has, but
yeah.
now I don't know if he wants this Elizondo position, but people are believing what this guy is saying, and he's just talking in circles. Gary Nolan is now looked up to in the UFO community for no reason. I don't know. Well, because he looks at injured pilots that have injuries from UFOs,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the guy who discovered some way to figure out what's wrong with somebody's brain. I don't know. He was a runner-up for the Nobel Prize, I think.
Yeah.
But the CIA...
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know really much about his work or what he's done, but yeah, he sounds like he's coming around in some different areas, of course.
I want to thank Rebecca for the $10 PayPal. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
See, I was just going to say, a lot of these people I don't know. I just hear of them in the community.
Yeah, unless you're in it every single day like me, you may never hear of these people. I know somebody that's semi-popular in the community was talking about all these people the other night. I never even heard of half of them. So it's like, he's in it every day. It's weird. There's so many of us that we're all doing all sorts of stuff and nobody has any evidence. Yeah. It's just bizarre.
There's a lot of evidence and trace case evidence out there and a lot of good video footage of UFOs, but it's like you have to pick the best and
James Fox is now coming out with that new movie about the Varginha UFO event. You familiar with it?
I saw the trailers to what it was. Is that the case? There are several cases that he's been focusing on. He did focus on that one where the school children saw that.
Yeah, that was the last movie that came out, Phenomenon.
Yeah.
But this is his new movie that'll be out soon. And yeah, he's just saying, I don't know. James Fox seems to have sold out to me. And that happens sometimes, but it just seems like it. I'm not sure, but it just seems like it. Skinwalker Ranch is still popular, huh?
Well, I was going to say there's a lot of, like you just said, Skinwalker Ranch. That's one of those ones where it's like they do all these tests and all these experiments and all this stuff, and they come up with strange anomalies, and then you wonder, like, is it real or not? I don't know.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did, and it's weird. It's like they're dropping stuff from a helicopter and it's bouncing off something and ending up like a mile away, and all this weird stuff.
They're saying it's bouncing off something, but it didn't.
But let me tell you something that's odd about that is when I saw those, when I saw the tear. Did you see the tear in the sky yet?
Sure did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, after I saw it, I thought to myself, wait a minute, they're picking up the same anomaly that the Skinwalker Ranch says they're picking up. There's an area in the sky where there's UFOs coming out of it, and they can detect something there. or whatever. Either it's a portal or some type of maybe it's created by the UFO itself to come in and out of our dimension or reality or wormhole or whatever the heck it is. But they're both insinuating the same, that they have found the same phenomenon, one in Trinidad and one in Utah or wherever.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, that's the only connection I can make between what they found, but is it real? That's the only way to know is to go there yourself and do experiments. That's really
Why
the
don't
only
they
way.
just fly a drone into it?
Well, I thought of that, but I thought of something a little bit different than that.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I think in a couple episodes that maybe you didn't see, they did fly a high expensive drone into the air up there, and it crashed. It got blown up or whatever. So it
I
failed.
don't remember that.
Yeah, there's an episode where they tried what you said, but I had a totally different idea before I even see him try to.
Oh no,
fly a
I was
drone.
talking about the one that
The
you were
Skinwalker
talking
Ranch
about.
is
No,
what I'm
I was talking about the other anomaly in the
Okay,
sky
that one. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, that's
in
what
that
I was talking
documentary. But in the Skinwalker Ranch, there was an episode where they tried to fly in a drone up there, and it failed, or whatever. It couldn't communicate. They lost power. But what I thought instantly before I even saw that episode was like, because they were leading up to this area up in the sky over the ranch. There's something up there, and they can detect UFOs coming out of it and all this stuff. So I thought, why not just skydive through the anomaly area with a parachute? Open it up at the last minute. Get some skydivers, get like 30 or 40 or 50 of them, fly over the anomaly and just drop them all out.
Not
See
a
what
bad
happens.
idea, actually.
And videotape. Have them all have video cameras.
Yeah, maybe some of them will disappear.
And put them all wired up with all those GPS. All
the
that
trackings.
stuff, all that stuff that they had on those bottles, the water bottles they threw out.
Every episode they had, technical issues.
Yeah,
Everyone.
every experiment. So I thought that if this is real and true, there's always that possibility. So, because with that many experiments and that many things going wrong, especially like when the rockets launched and all that blew up on the launching pad and all that stuff, maybe they have something. Bigelow couldn't figure it out after 20 years or whatever.
10
he had.
years, I think
10
it
years.
was. Yeah.
And now these guys, it's not the only, if it is real and it's true, it's not the only place in the world that it's happening.
No.
But it's a good thing that they've narrowed this place down to where we might be able to get a handle on what it is going on there maybe someday, or if there is.
Maybe, man. Yeah, maybe.
But I think they need more attention. They need more money, like a billionaire is controlling this show of what they do to this area, this anomaly area. A billionaire owns it, and he's conducting the experiments. So maybe money isn't the answer. If you have money, sure, you can conduct any experiment you want to do. But if money's no object, then let's conduct some bigger experiments. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, the experiments they're doing are like high school experiments for sure.
Yeah.
But what else could they do?
Well, I'd say the skydiving thing, drop people through the anomaly, see what happens. And then I would also have helicopters on standby. So if all of a sudden you see a UFO or you get a video of there's a UFO right there at this altitude or whatever, triangulation, boom, helicopters up. Let's go to it. Let's try to capture. Let's get as close as we can to this thing and videotape this with our helicopter camera underneath and have like airplanes on standby too. Have them launch at the same time. Let's go after this thing. Let's see how long this thing stays in the sky when we're in hot pursuit of its thing. How many videos we can get of this thing before it disappears. Let's get some.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to do a show, let's get the show going, man, with some real crap, man.
Anytime there's something in the sky, just go up in the helicopter, man.
I'm telling you, if you producers, anybody in Hollywood watches this, me and Rich are up to be on the plane and helicopter chasing UFOs in the sky with our cameras. We're on that any day of the week.
And we'll know. Yeah, we'll know how to do it.
And we'll know for sure, but you better
Jeff,
pay us good. That's
that is a fantastic idea. I have a drone. It was my intention, if I see something, I'll fly my drone up to it, but it can only go 1,600 feet up, so it'd have to be low. Johnny Southside says, Jeff, do you remember this on the show, the laser splitting into two? That laser pointer? That was pretty cool.
When they tried to duplicate my footage on Factor Fake? Is that what you're? Oh
No, I'm
no,
talking
you're
about
talking
on,
about on the the one that bent. Yeah, when they shot lasers and it bent.
Yeah,
Yeah, on the show.
that was
yeah,
interesting.
And then they got the major $1 million laser guys, and it still did some wacky stuff. Yeah.
That is interesting, but I just there's something about that I don't trust them. I feel like they're going to manipulate it to make it happen.
Well, it's kind of I look at it like this. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, these shows, they don't produce them. They set it up for another production company to make the show, and then the network watches the shows and says, "Yeah, you got something good here, and now we're going to put it on the air." Okay, and so they have executive producers that do a once over on the episode of what they got and say, "Okay, this is ready. It's good to go." The production company does it all, and whoever's on the field doing the experiments does it all. So if any type of hoax or deception is to happen on the show, it's going to come from the crew on the ground and the editors in the production company that make this show before it even sees the production company's desk. So that's where the manipulation will come in if it's fake. If it's real, then everything that you're seeing is happening the way it is being videotaped as experiments go, and as they're trying to find out what's going on, all the stuff is being videotaped, and so they just throw it all in and edit it down to what happened. Like, okay, tonight this happened, so let's get it all in there and see, and
you've been on many of these.
Yeah, and I was surprised. That's the first thing I learned, that it wasn't, when they showed up at your house, it wasn't Discovery Channel. It wasn't the History Channel. It wasn't the Sci-Fi Channel. It wasn't Travel Channel. It was a production team sent by the network to develop a show. They were
contracted to do the work. That's all.
Yeah, the show could have been canned even before it even hit the air.
That happens more than it does, right?
Yeah, it could have never seen the light of day, but it does. So, because they want to put commercials on it and all that good stuff. They make a lot of money off it.
Now, and it's true, it's all about money, but I have a personal bad experience my first time going on a show, and they switched the video on me.
Oh yeah,
they humanoid. I couldn't believe that.
They do stuff like that. When it's the production company does editing on stuff, they'll take they did that with my video. Okay, they put that series lights for that one thing I say. They put that over different footage, like with the one.
That's what they did to me.
Yeah. They put it over Josh's when I shot with the 2 lights. When me and Josh shot the 4 lights together, they put that voice on the other footage.
What a bunch of turds.
Yeah, and it's like, why? Because that makes that footage sound exciting too, or whatever. Yes, of course, but it was.
Yes.
And that's not honest. It's not fair, and it's not true to what it was. And when another thing is, this is another funny thing. Okay, I'm kind of exposing the truths of television production companies to be dishonest sometimes, so that's what we're going to do. So remember when I was on Chasing UFOs?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to go to the location of where I videotaped the segment when we were on Thunderbird Mountain, when we saw the object, and we were like, "There's an orb. We got it." First, they said, "Oh, it was just a Chinese lantern," but they never showed evidence it was a Chinese lantern. And when I got down to the bottom of the hill, they said, "Oh, it was just a Chinese lantern." I said, "Well, let me see it then. Let me see the smoke. Let me see the candle. Let me see the close-up of it and why you determine that." And they say, "No, you'll have to wait for the show." Okay? And so when we got to the show, still, we shot the footage. We put the footage on the show, but there's no evidence of it being a Chinese lantern, just a glowing light and the guy's voice. "Oh, it's just a Chinese lantern." Yeah, really? Where's the footage of it then? We see a footage of a light in the sky that looks like a Bubba orb, the same UFO the same UFO that's been sighted over Arizona and Gulf Breeze for like 40, 30 years. It's the real thing. And they just want to discredit it. And so the only people that believed that it was a UFO was me and James Fox on that show, but then he just was listening to whatever they were doing on the ground with their big telescope, saying, "Oh, it was just a Chinese lantern." And guess who those people were on the ground that said, "Oh, it's just a Chinese lantern," with the big scope that never, showed their footage of it being a Chinese lantern. It was open minds. It was all
of course it is.
It was
Alejandro Rojas.
Alejandro with the big telescope and that other guy, Jason with the glasses, that guy were down there with the production company with cameras trying to film what we were filming on the mountain. Okay, so
unbelievable.
They never showed it was a Chinese lantern. It shows my footage of the orb and James' cameras up on the hill with the footage, not their footage on the ground. And if that was their footage on the ground that they shot on the show, it still doesn't show it's a Chinese lantern. Okay? And so a month later, they called me up and they said, we're shooting B-roll for a Bigfoot documentary up in Arizona, up in the high country, and we want you to show up, and we're going to shoot additional B-roll for you and James's outing in the desert when you filmed the orb that we thought was a Chinese lantern. So I showed up out in the high country. They shot some more B-roll of me marching this big group of people through the desert, and they added it to that other scene, which was not the location to begin with. And this is National Geographic.
What?
Yeah, Chasing UFOs, National Geographic.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
I didn't know it was National Geographic.
Yes, so it's supposed to be so legit and respectable. Okay, so there's the bomb on that. So, anyways, they don't do it. They don't do it exactly by the book, but when it all comes out in the editing and in the production and everything, it looks great, doesn't it?
It really does. It does.
But you know what? You don't know the facts behind what happened.
Right.
So you swallow the pill.
Well, that's why I used to be a fan of Ancient Aliens, but no more. I just don't even watch it anymore.
You know they do the same thing on there.
I heard so many things that go on. It's ridiculous how bad that show is behind the scenes. James Smith, thank you very much. I see the 5. I wanted to thank you for that. Jeff,
but
have to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, and as scandalous as any of that kind of stuff is, I got to throw it out to James Fox. So he is the most he is more respectable, and he's more from the heart than practically anybody else in the field. Like really, the way he does his work and the way he believes in it and all that stuff. Yeah. And if he and you know, he has to kind of go with the flow of things. That's what makes some people might say, oh, this guy kind of sold out or that or this or that. A lot of times we have to kind of go along with the rules to even be able to do this kind of a thing when we go on to when we're on a show or something like that. So we kind of got to bend a little bit here and there. But if it was his own documentary funded by his own pocketbook, then there's probably no holds bar guy.
And that's what Third Phase of Moon does. They don't affiliate. They make everything. They do it all on their own.
And that's good. And that's respectable, and that's great. When you have that support behind you, and you can do that on your own and do that, that's what we all shoot for in this field, is to have the support behind us to be able to do what we want to do in this field and produce it the way we want to do it and release it the way we want to do it.
Yes.
And not have a network try to doctor stuff up before it's released or whatever. You know, put their spin on it or whatever.
I want to make a documentary, and I have a couple of things I started. But Third Phase of Moon, they tell me you need to get somebody who's in the field that will sell the video, at least get the eyes on it. And I don't want anybody in mind.
You really don't.
I know, but like they have Greer, right? And Greer will guarantee you money, even if it's not a good documentary. Greer sells for some reason. Wow. But if I'm doing a documentary and I go through the same channels that they did, maybe mine will bomb because I don't have a special guest in there or somebody that people want to hear from. But I have a different idea about a documentary than what, they have or other people have. So I don't know. What do you think about? Do you think you could make a documentary on your own life or your take on what's going on in the community? You think you could do that and just do it by yourself without anybody else?
I think you can. Because
to be successful and be successful.
Yeah, I think you can, because how you would do it would you take the best evidence of UFOs ever presented in the entire world from day one. The best, only the best, like the top 10 cases or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Roswell or any of that junk. I'm talking about Roswell don't have no physical evidence, okay? So we're talking trace case stuff, real stuff, okay? And you narrate that stuff. You don't even have to show yourself. You
Yeah.
just narrate that over the videos you put in and edit it that to a perfect position to where after anybody is done watching this film, there'll be no doubt about it in any way. And then once it's completed and perfect, like a film and a perfect documentary, then you put like banner ads on like huge sites that don't even relate to UFOs, like Drudge Report, CBS.com, NBC.com, Fox.com, all the network affiliates pay their website webmaster to put a banner to your documentary on all of their websites. And then not only are you going to get the attention of the mainstream people that don't even care about UFOs, you're going to get the attention to anybody that's in UFOs wondering why the heck haven't they heard about this before. And then you drop the bomb on all the film festivals. And then you drop the bomb on the UFO community. And then boom, you have an instant what the bleep do they know before you even knew what the bleep happened.
That's an
So
interesting.
That's how you do it. What the bleep did you know? That didn't have any great guy in it, did it? It was just a narration of what I think about the world, basically.
Yeah, I guess
with scientific data backed up.
Yeah, it would have to be really, really exceptional.
But it's a scientific data of the UFOs world in every aspect you can look at: crop circles, abductions, close encounters, humanoids,
underwater
footage, under submerged UFOs, and do it all from the aspect of government document stories. All the unclassified documents. Do it on that. Do it on case trace and the video. I mean, really take the best of the best, the 10 areas, and you have to laser pin it to the point where it's like there ain't no. After you watch it, it's like there's no doubt about it. It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have, and what you can do is you can send out before you even do anything. You can send out the finished version of the documentary to select even celebrities or people in the UFO field, and with a nice letter say, please review my DVD and send me an email, and can I please use what you say on the description of the back of the DVD or whatever when it comes out or whatever.
Idea.
And when you launch the website where it sells the DVD or whatever, it could say like William Shatner said, this has got some of the best footage I've ever seen, or something like that, or whatever. Art Bell says great DVD ever, whatever.
Back from the Dead, Art Bell.
Like, so if this came out like when Art Bell was alive and you sent him a DVD and he said, oh, this is great. Hey, can I put that on there? Yeah, Art Bell said it's great. Whatever. You have the backup of the people in the community or whatever. Yeah. And you could even send it to the top Elizondo, for instance. You hate the guy. Have him do a good review of your
would
thing
send
and
it
then
to his house.
stick it on. Not that anybody cares what he has to say, but just for the just to
let him know
value of it.
Yeah.
That you're still here, you're still doing your thing or whatever. But that's how you do it. They would come, if you won all these awards on these film festivals and you won like an EBE award and all that crazy stuff, they would have to acknowledge you as somebody that's doing work for the community or whatever of the UFOs. You put together a great documentary. People loved it. People will love it on the outside of UFOs before they love it on the inside of UFOs.
Yeah, of course.
Because once you get the recognition of the people on the other side, then the UFO people, the community, will have no other choice but to say, hey, this guy is something after all. That's the thing about the UFO community. They don't, if you have your own supporters to your own channel and your own group of what you do, people love you. People will love you and you'll have your audience for that audience. But you have to have them come in from the UFO community into your groups and to see what you're doing, and they're out there all over the place looking for evidence, looking for people to watch and subscribe and get information and data from, and you're the guy that's getting it. So basically it comes down to the people that don't want to have nothing to do with certain people. They won't, if they have a bias against you, like you say, people like they didn't like you or something like that, and you don't know why, but that's happened sometimes. So the thing of it is once they can't they're just talking out crap. They're talking nothing. They don't even have a reason why they don't. So once they see that how good you are, what else is there? Really, they can't.
They
say
go
nothing
after your
back.
character. That's what they do.
Yeah. But you got a good character. I mean, really.
I'm a character, all right. I want to thank Mike Johnson for the $7 Canadian. He says, "Hey, good change. Nice to see you change up. Always having guests on would be great. Some people like always respect from this end. Thanks, Mike Johnson."
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Mike, for helping Rich, and we were just talking about that. All his supporters love him, and they love what he brings to the table. But other people in ufology, they don't even have respect for what they do, because they don't really
They don't do the work.
Nothing. Yeah, they don't do the work. They don't have nothing. They don't.
They're mad at me for being right. And now it took them 5 years to realize that. And they hated me because they said I was wrong about Lou Elizondo. Now everybody realizes I was right. So I got all that hate in between for 5 years for that. Anyway, it's more than that. But Rich, don't be a guru. Stay true to the cause. Anybody have any questions for Jeff? We've got about 20 minutes left. I only do 2 hours here.
Okay, good. It went by already so quick that.
Dude, it flew again, dude.
But I don't have any. Just to let you all know, I don't have anything against anybody in the UFO community, Lou or any of those guys. If he brings, maybe he, people don't like him or whatever. That's fine. But if he did anything good for UFOs, if he brought anything to the table that was good, just like one thing, then he's okay. But if he brings a lot of stuff that's not good, then it might be time to just, if what's going on. But he brought some weird stuff out that no one knew about, from the Pentagon, and he put his ass on the line a lot of times for a lot of stuff, and he's out there. He didn't, if he was working on this kind of thing, let's put yourself in his shoes just for 1 minute, just for the hell of it, okay? Let's say you're him, okay, and you just got out of that situation of the Pentagon where you researched all the stuff.
From ATIP, you mean? I just left ATIP? Okay.
Yeah, you just left, okay? Now, you can do this. You can either just go back home and pretend that never happened, so no one will ever know who you are, and have a peaceful, nice life, and you'll be able to enjoy your life for the rest of your life. Or you can make an organization, come out with all this information and all these videos and stuff, and then you're going to be a target with a big, huge target on you. So, hey, he did it. He took the target, and he's putting this video out there, and if it's all fake video, and let's say it's all fake, somehow it was faked, who knows? I'm not saying they faked it.
I think it's real stuff. I just don't think it is what they're telling us.
Yeah, it's all real. That's the thing about it. We know it's all real. We know it can't be hoaxed or faked for the most part. We don't think that the government would make a fake thing and put it out there like that from the Pentagon to make us think that there's aliens. It could be. Yeah. We can't put it by them. But these air pilots and these people that observed them came out said that they videotaped these things too, and their stories are supposed to be put together. And so let's say that they're real then, okay? So he did something there that was good for UFO, for the good UFO community, for the good of it at large, but it wasn't anything that we didn't know, though. We already knew there were UFOs. We already knew the government takes video and pictures of them. We already knew this and that. Now we're getting just to the bottom of, now they know that we know, and they're admitting that they have something, and they're putting out there and saying, okay, we kind of kept this from you, but now we're just going to give you what we got, and it's not really what we got, but we're going to give you something. And this guy was part of it. We can't tell you anything more, but this guy might be able to tell you more. And so that's Elizondo coming out saying whatever he can anytime he wants to.
But he can't say anything because his NDA and all this, can't talk about it because my non-disclosure agreement.
That's what I'm saying. Anything he can that he's not held by law or whatever. So he's going to do what he can, though. But now he's in the UFO community as a name and a face that did something. He has to still try to keep his name out there and his face out there as someone that is interested in exposing this once and for all, the disclosure, and to find out what it's all about. I think there was already disclosure, to be honest with you.
Oh my God. Wait, before you start saying that, I have a thing about disclosure.
Sure.
It's like being pregnant. You can't be a little pregnant and you can't have a little disclosure. So when you're saying disclosure, do you mean alien existence and the technology, or just alien, or both? Or what do you think? I want to hear.
What I think it is.
Yeah.
It's
you
a
said
disclosure.
we had it. You said you think we had it.
It does. It's been a disclosure. You know how the hidden object is in the front, is right there in front of everybody to see, but they don't see it.
Yeah.
They've done that. They put all the stuff out there, and it's all there. Like, okay, now, do you think that the rover on Mars is real? Do you think they're videotaping real stuff up there and doing all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the photos that they're bringing back, there's anomalies on there that proves that there was something there on Mars, a civilization of some kind. You've seen all of those artifacts that show that
I've
stuff.
seen pareidolia. I haven't seen anything that I would say is a structure yet.
But what about the older images, like the Diamond Pyramid from Richard Hoagland and all the mathematic perfection on the objects and
that stuff,
the symmetry
all right.
and all that stuff like that. So okay,
the older stuff, yeah.
So if there's an ancient civilization that's there by mathematics, already proven on pictures and satellite imagery, and I know that you haven't looked at 100% of anything that the rover shot, 100% of all of it. Of course, we just get little pieces of it that are leaked or whatever. But there was one that was very interesting. Was like a crab-looking alien hiding in the rocks. This one that
it was on the side of the thing.
Yeah. It didn't look like. I mean, that was pretty interesting. We got pretty good detail there. But
it is interesting.
But the thing of it is if the mathematics are correct and those ancient civilizations were there, or maybe these aliens moved underground, it doesn't even matter, because if there was an ancient civilization there at one time, that proves that there were aliens that right there.
I would imagine, but unless it was human.
Yeah, but even so, if they were humans that created that on Mars, there was not Earth. They weren't Earthlings. They were they're Martian. And another thing is there's ancient fossils that were dug up that were on Earth that were giants that from biblical days, confirming the biblical reference to people seeing giants.
Sure.
And we're not talking like guys like Michael Jordan. We're talking guys twice as tall as Michael Jordan, like big.
Like 12 feet, 15 feet.
Yeah, 15, maybe even 20, even. So, and if these people, you've also heard the stories of close encounters of the third kind in Israel, where people seeing giant, like alien beings come out of giant motherships landed.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, there were old stories from the 90s, but I don't know if there's any truth to them.
What they call them?
UFO giants, like
maybe it's just not registering right now, but
Israel. I put Israel like in a Google, or even in YouTube, like maybe Israel UFO giants or something. Some stuff might come up. I don't know, but it was from a long time ago. But it piqued my interest because of the fact that the aliens, if there are aliens, or could be many different kinds of aliens, and maybe some of these aliens are the great giants from the biblical times, coming back to visit us in huge structured craft of some kind.
Maybe they left the planet while there was shit happening here, and maybe they're coming back. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so many mysteries going back 4,000 or 5,000 years. We don't know what's happening and how that relates to modern times, and where these people went, and what these stories were about, and the details behind them. And so there's so many mysteries, that could be part of the UFO, legacy that we don't even have a clue about. So
there's just so much to filter through, but there's so much. I want to thank Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say one other thing. Richard Hoagland also did another documentary called The Monuments of the Moon, and there was like a lot of structures and mathematics on a lot of different anomalies that were satellited over the moon as well as Mars. And he does all the math on all the structures and shows that, nature can't really create a line like this, basically, in math. I mean, really,
Right.
So
I remember all that, man.
And it looked like he was talking about glass structures and all these
Yeah.
kind of cities and stuff like that. And why haven't we ever seen the dark side of the moon? Why didn't they ever do a satellite over it?
Oh, we have. They showed us
Do they?
pictures when China went there last year. Yeah.
But like people always say, there's stuff there that you don't see on the other side. Like
I know.
Like, why haven't I seen it then?
I don't know, but it's weird. The back side of the moon is twice as thick as the front side, the face that faces us. It's thicker because of the way it formed, I guess, when it collided with Earth or whatever. But it's weird.
And why do people always say that? Just another mystery that I don't know about that I like to just bring up is why do people always say that the moon is like so many miles away from Earth, but then with the cameras that we videotape with, they say that this camera only has a certain range of this far, but yet we could see the inside of craters and the details of little rocks inside the craters of something that's supposedly being a million miles away. How does my video camera do that? I don't understand.
It is far. It's 238,000 miles away.
Well, how does my video camera be able to zoom into a crater on the moon, but I can't zoom into, like, let's say 5 miles from my house to a mountain? Like, I can see the mountain 5 miles away, but I can't see further than that mountain for some reason. All I get is atmospheric flutter or whatever.
It's atmosphere, pretty much. I know.
Yeah.
Well, then you're going to say, well,
but I shoot through the atmosphere.
Right.
So yeah. So
it's the same.
Please, someone answer this question for me.
That's a great question, actually. Yeah, but well, you're not thinking that the Earth is flat, though, right?
No, I'm thinking maybe it's closer than we think it is. The moon.
It might be.
It might be. I'm not saying that there's any sort of conspiracy about it, but I think that maybe the distance is not. If they lied about the distance, then obviously there's a conspiracy about the distance. But why would they want us to think that the distance is this far? I don't get it. So. And when the moon has a solar eclipse with the sun, it's the perfect exact shape of the sun except for just a sliver. Like, how is that possible that the sun's so far away and the moon's supposed to be so far away, but yet when they go into orbit together, it blocks it and it's a perfect size for both of them. How is that even possible?
I know. What does it mean anyway? What would be important to anything other than just the size of the rock? What's the significance, Jeff?
Because it matches perfectly. Like, how is that even possible? Like, other than why isn't it a little bit bigger? Like, why isn't it bigger than that? Why is it?
It used to be. It's changed.
Yeah, maybe it has. Maybe, yeah.
The moon used to be so much closer. Now it's still going away a few centimeters a year.
But I'm saying every time there's a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, it's always they're always identically, like, almost a match to the T. Like both the moon and the sun.
The moon is weird, dude.
But I mean, it covers it perfectly. It's the same radius.
Our moon is so large compared to our planet. Our moon is bigger than one of Jupiter's moons. How's that?
Wow.
It's weird. Yeah, our moon is ridiculously weird. It's bizarre compared to all the other moons with all the other planets. We have the largest.
Yeah. And the other question I had is why, if we all had all this technology or whatever, why didn't we go back to the moon within the last just 10 years in modern times to prove that we went there and take the flag and say, yay, see, we got it from 1969. Here it is. Yay. Or why hasn't China done that? Why hasn't China landed on the moon and said, yeah, the Americans don't have no flag on here. They lied. Or the Chinese go to the moon, grab the flag and say, yeah, here they are. That's just true. Those bastards. Or what? Just kidding. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny.
Why haven't they done it? Or they went there with the rover. Why didn't they go there to the exact spot of the flag?
It's all about money. You have to have the administration, to fund that trip.
But China has rovers on the moon. Why didn't they roll up to the flag of the United States and say, yeah, here it is, zoom on it. There it is right there.
They went to the dark side,
But they shouldn't have. Like, if you were an opposing country of the United States, and you can put rovers on the moon, wouldn't you want to prove yourself once and for all that in 1969 that these people really went and go to where the exact coordinates of the flag is supposed to be and videotape it on your rover to see if they're lying? And just because you caught them and it wasn't there, that is enough for your country to say these people are liars.
But there's a guy on YouTube who has the most incredible telescope, and he found the landing site on the moon.
And he
from
zoomed
Earth.
in to the flag.
Yeah, zoomed in. You could see it. Couldn't see the flag, but you can see the traces of it because it was,
Well, do you think that solves it then? That video right there, that's just the evidence we need to solve it.
It did it for me, so I would hope people would see what I saw. Yeah, it's
well, then
pretty
it's solved.
self-explanatory.
If it's good enough for Rich, it's good enough for me. It's solved the mystery. We're done.
I'll send you the link.
Okay, good. See, that's how easy I am. All I need is a little evidence. Show me the evidence. That's all I want to know.
I think Jeff needs a little love. Jeff, people are asking for the love song. We talked about it earlier. Crop circle song.
Oh,
remember this guy?
Yeah. That guy.
He was on our show.
Yeah.
And he performed 3 songs.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he seems like a really nice guy, and he's got his music down real good. And he's got to do something, right? If you have a talent and you got to bring something to the table, then hey, why not tell your story in music?
He's a nice guy, that guy, Greg Brown.
Yeah, he looks like a great guy. But it's funny because every time you play that, it's like, everybody's like, oh, here we go. The love is coming.
I know, but I think it's funny. That's all.
That's great.
It's been playing it for a while.
It's a great addition to.
So I'm gonna put all the links into the description of the show so people can go right as soon as we're done. And go ahead. I was just gonna say, where do you want to tell everybody to find you again?
Okay, you can go to ufosoverphoenix.com, and Rich, you can check to see if it's up yet. I don't know if it came back from life or yet, but for some reason.
What's that?
I was just going to say, for some reason, whoever's out there in the ether and the universe likes to play games with our channels and our websites, and sometimes you don't.
Still not up.
They're not there. I don't get it. Why? But anyways, maybe someone else in the audience can get my website. It's ufosoverphoenix.com. All the links are going to be in the description. And go to my YouTube channel and please subscribe. And there's a link in the description to my PayPal, and that's how you support all of the websites, and that's how you support my channel. That's how my footage gets on these documentaries. And it's like Rich said the other day about full-time, being in it full-time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in it full-time. I mean, you're helping me do this stuff. And also, there you go on that website, ufofootage.net. You can donate there if that's the only website that's available, or the description in my YouTube channel, link to my PayPal there. You can do it. And, I mean, we need your support, just like GoofOn or any organization into UFOs that's being suppressed and pushed down. These other channels that get millions of subscribers, and they're putting out fake content or crap from TV shows or whatever, and they're getting money for doing that, and I don't get it. But anyways, we're the real thing, and we need your support, and we appreciate every bit of it. So subscribe. You said all you have to do is ask for it, so here it is. We'll test that theory. Subscribe and donate to support our channel on the description box. And we'll use every penny good. This is about the story earlier, telling Rich about what happened to me. This is my medical bills right here.
No way.
Yeah, I opened the first couple, and it cost so much money. I didn't have insurance, by the way.
Oh, my God.
This is what UFOs Over Phoenix and our organization has to deal with, as well as trying to bring the information to you to make this, to stay out there and to keep doing this. We always need your support. I opened up the first couple letters, and I didn't even open the rest of them because
why bother? Make yourself upset.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know what it is. So I really appreciate everybody's support and help, and we're going to keep videotaping UFOs. And the next people that come for a documentary, we're going to give them the best evidence, whether it be the next Terror in the Sky or the next TV show. If they're putting out great, real evidence and full documentary type of work, I'd be honored and happy to supply any UFO video or footage from my channel, and also do an appearance, and keep it going, keep it out there, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And keep going. And I applaud you because you've been at this for a really super long time. And when we first did our very first show, I would have never guessed that you kept going like this. It's crazy. But here you are, and you didn't give up. And you're like me. Now I know you're like me. You never give up. I've been in this thing since I was 5 years old, to be honest with you.
I know.
To be seeing weird stuff and being interested and reading everything I can. But it really started for me in 1992 with the video stuff. So
the video stuff, but you're a lifetime experiencer.
Yeah, and I've always
that's first and foremost. Let's not forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for being in it this long, and I know you've had some personal experiences that you've shared with your audience in your show that were weird, and you had doctor's visit with that sword swallowing incident and all that stuff. So whether that be aliens or some sort of demonic activity or force or whatever, it's just as paranormal as anything that I've experienced, and it's bizarre out there, and it's attacking the people that are in this field and trying to present good stuff to bring forward to the people that are interested in this stuff, and to find out what the answer to the mysteries to what all this stuff is. So
instead of being told, things that really aren't true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So that's it in a nutshell. And we really appreciate everybody's support.
We do.
That's a bottom line right there.
We do, Jeff. And I appreciate you coming on today and sharing a little bit of, what you've been doing and up to and the sightings. Thank you for this. It was real enjoyable, real fast too.
Oh, thanks. Every time I do a show, the 2 hours go by just like that. Well, no matter what we're talking about, video footage, whatever.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time we can go a little longer and figure out, I'll have you on sooner, that's for sure.
Yeah. Anytime. Yeah. Whatever.
All right.
I mean, you got it, So.
All right, man. Well, I'll put all the links in the description for Jeff Willis. Thank you very much for coming on Goof On, Jeff. UFOsoverPhoenix.com and UFOfootage.net, and I'll drop all the links to everything else.
Yeah, and UFOsoverPhoenix.net, and I have a site, UFOfinderslive.net, which is like a little side project, and then I have a couple other real side projects that I'll announce real quick. I have I got UAPfinderslive.com. And I have a project that I just started that I haven't even, there's a website there, but there's nothing there. It just says construction. It's uapvideo.net, coming soon right there.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of projects I'm working on, and that's it for
man.
what I've been doing, man. So next time we'll probably have a ton more to go over.
We could go another 4 hours, 5
Oh,
easy.
yeah, absolutely. I got documentation of like all kinds of stuff. I got like bookshelves full of UFO stories and sightings from going back from like as long as I go back.
Kind of like Michael Schratt has all of his stuff.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is I collect this newsletter called UFO News Clipping Service that goes back all the way to the like mid 70s, and I got like every issue, and there are thousands of issues of like
that's
reports.
Unreal. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got like the Peter Davenport UFO Reporting Center of documents here.
Yeah, right.
Millions of reports, millions of documents, that I could start my own podcast and just start reading all this stuff and make a ton of money, but
you should.
I should. One of these days I have time to do that. But I mean, I'm just saying to monetize. You got to get paid for what you do, right?
Yeah, I didn't get paid for 16 years. So, this is all still new. It doesn't feel comfortable, but it is what it is.
Well, that's the whole story. Is we used to get paid by our video footage. We used to have our footage on a show, and they would used to pay us for it, and that's how we kept this going. But now we have the opportunity to keep it going on our channel and to get more. If we didn't have the supporters, we would get less. Now that you have the supporters, you can get more footage and go on more documentaries and capture more evidence. It's about capturing more evidence is the bottom line.
It's all about evidence.
But the money's going to help you do that. It's going to help improve conditions for you and everything. So that's what we need. We love these people that support you and our channel and what we do. So
Big time.
Big
time.
And I just want to thank you for all your support of UFOs over Phoenix over the years, and I want to thank you for everything you've done. And I mean, and like going through like that type of experience, like a near-death practical experience with surgery like that, it totally changed you, and you like have total different love for everybody at that point. Like when you wake up from that, you're just blessed to be alive at that point. So God bless you, and God bless everything you do and everything everybody else does for this field. And I applaud you, man.
Thank you. And God bless to you and your family. And we'll talk to you real soon. And have a good rest of your holiday weekend.
You too, man. Happy Labor Day.
And thank you. Yeah, you too. And I'll keep in touch.
Absolutely.
You too.
All right. Thanks, Gufon.
Yeah,
audience.
Thanks, Jeff. Oh, what was that?
I said, see you next time.
All right. See you next time. Don't go away, everybody. I want to talk about something real quick. Thanks, Jeff.
Have a good.
You too. I love that guy, man. He is such a good person. You don't find people like that. I want to thank Moody Mongol for the $20 you just sent a few minutes ago on PayPal. Thank you for that. And you know, it's not about the money. A lot of people like to say, you're in it for the money. There's no money you can do. Nobody's getting rich in ufology. Just get that out of your mind and support the people who are doing the right thing, the ones you feel that are doing the right thing. And, you know, we've been through a lot of shit this year, and it's still going to go on, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. So, you know, I'm asking for you guys just to stick with me no matter how ugly it looks, because it's going to get ugly, and you're going to see and hear things that are all lies, and it'll never end. As long as we keep doing what we're doing, I'll take all that shit just so we can get the truth out and our narrative and what we believe. Because what they're serving up in mainstream media is not what I'm eating and not what you're eating. And I'm looking for your support. Just be here and just support the show. That's it. You know, just show up. You know, the Artemis launch, this is what I wanted to talk about. So you know how it goes. I was supposed to be there as a representative for third phase of Moon. And then they canceled that on us. We lost our VIP pass. And then the launch kept getting delayed. And then they tried going last Saturday, I believe. They tried launching. It got scrubbed. And I was going to go. Glad I didn't go. And then they were going to do it today or yesterday. And I was going to go, didn't go. And now it's going to be Monday. They're going to try to launch this thing. And I'm not going. I don't want to go. I don't know. Maybe I will. I'll see how I feel. But if they don't launch that on Monday, I believe that's the 5th. Yeah, the 5th. If they don't launch it, then what does that mean? That this old technology that we're still using is still that valuable that, oh, geez, you know, we got a little pressurized leak over here. Why would there be a leak at all? How does that happen? That's like building a car and the tires keep going flat, or the engine just keeps stalling, or your air conditioning goes out. It's like, this shit should work. It's NASA. Yeah. NASA, need another 7 Artemises. I don't know, but it's ridiculous. And then I started thinking, Monday, Labor Day. That would be a good time a good day to launch on Labor Day. Maybe it's because of Labor Day. Maybe they didn't have a leak, but it doesn't make sense to drum up all this drama and lie about a leak. Nah. Something's up. I don't think they're ever going to get it off. I don't think that thing will ever launch. I just have a feeling it's not going to go up Monday. But 50-50 I'll go this time. I know Jason the guy I was supposed to go with, he called me yesterday, but I was working out or something. And then I texted him back. So I don't know if he was going or whatever, but maybe I'll meet him there. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out. Jeff Willis, I'll put all the links to his channel and his website in the link right now as soon as we're done. And thank you for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow I've got a really good show set up. And I am trying to get a guest that that could literally... It would be amazing if I got this guest. Just saying. That's all. The way things are going now, if I can get this, and I don't want to say who the guest is because I know there's people out there that'll go, don't go on that show. You know what he's about. You know, it's like, anyway, so I'm looking to get more guests and go against this narrative that I hate so much. Because what can they do to me now that hasn't already been done? They're going to find videos of me bitching and complaining from 2-3 years ago. And you know, I was a lot more vocal than I am now. So you're going to see and hear some things that you may not agree with. But I tell you what, anything that I say, I stand by. No matter how cringeworthy it may be to you. And there's a reason I am the way I am. It's because I have a lot invested in this field. I have seen and recorded my own things. I have my own opinion on things, and I've been in it long enough to know things that if something doesn't look right, it ain't. And we've got a bunch of wrong. And if I don't know, like I can imagine, because Lou Angeles said this. He goes, you guys just don't know. You just don't know. Well, you don't know either. You even admitted that. You were so hypocritical. He was so hypocritical that day. It's unbelievable to me. But I'm pretty sure he's going to make videos and try to make us look bad again. And what can get worse than being called a neo-maxi-zoom dweeby... What was that? Neo-maxi-zoomed dweeb, misogynistic, racist, Nazi, homophobic. I got it all. I got it all. And this is what it's about. I like the green screen. We have a little fuzziness going on because I don't have the lighting set up. I just put the green screen up at the last minute because I'm tired of that camera going in and out. And it was doing it because of lighting and shit. So I'll fix all that. But thank you everybody for hanging out. Moderators, super chatters, and newcomers and veterans. Don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe, it's like magic. Hundreds, maybe 700-800 will show up and move us. We're almost at 10,000, but we got to get to 9,000 first. We should have been there already. Should have been there 4 months ago. But, you know how YouTube is. And thank you. Newcomers, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And we are... What are we? Come on, say it out loud. Oh. Truthology for ufology. That's right. All right, we're out of here. Alien bless, and have a great holiday weekend. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Goof On. Alien bless. Bonus. 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 Bone this. Bone this. So, a little bit of bone us. Bonus? Is there a bonus? Should we do bonus? Should we have a bonus? All right, let me see if I got any bonus stuff for you. And then I think I have to go to the bathroom. All right, what do we got? No, nothing there. I don't think I got anything. That's a shame. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. I really do. Have a great weekend. There's no bonus. I don't know what to do. No bonus. False alarm. False alarm. Where's my end cap? Take me out of here. Come on. No. Oh, we're going to go the long way home? No. Oh, it didn't work. Do it again. Whoa. Here we go. Oh, this is it. Yeah, we're in. Whoa, slow down. Dude. No. Whoa. Ah. All right, let's go buy a body. I want that, I want the second one on the left. No, the right. No, the middle. Ah. Ah.